you're working for these companies. What kind of deterred you to now start your own?
Well, when eventually the company I was working for dissolved into, we got bought out by the Stanley Brothers. We became an in-house agency.
Well, what do you mean an in-house?
An in-house agency is basically, instead of being an advertising agency that can pick up any client they can. An in-house agency works in-house for a company. So therefore, if I'm an in-house agency for Splaticus, I only work with you. I'm your designer, so I work for you.
But so then you're just continuously designing my commercials.
So at a point, I spent maybe like 2-3 years just working on product design, on social media, website, and changing product details from state to state when all this cannabis stuff started blowing up. Because I worked for a cannabis company for a couple of years.
Okay.
So that's what I did, but you know, I like putting my hands in a little bit of everything, and that was a little slow. So that got me bored.
It got you slow creatively.
You hit the ceiling basically with that.
Yeah, it was just like I have no one to learn from. Whatever I design gets approved, goes to the boss, and then
nothing's challenging.
Nobody's pushing me. Nobody's challenging me. Nobody's telling me, nah, think about it like this, do it this way, or like, how about this? I remember walking around when I first started working. A bunch of designers were there. That I look at everybody's screen and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is nice. I like that shit. That shit gets me like, let's fucking get it. Let's fucking get it.
Going.
You go from that to not having that. It's like, what am I doing here? But I always took my free time to do something else. So I did Pink Rain, which is a nonprofit. We try to collaborate with all artists, poets, painters, photographers, and I did events, and me and my partner, you can call Anna Sosa, we did it for a couple of years, and we did after school program for kids as well. We teach them art for free in university in Fordham, right in the Bronx.
Nice.
Did it for a couple of years, and then COVID hit and just fucked everything up.
Yeah.
And also when COVID hit is when the agency, we went from working at the office to work from home, and then shit started happening. They had to let me go, and that's when I was actually with you guys. That's when I realized I don't want to work for nobody else.
Right.
I'm tired of. I know how much my boss was making and how much rich I was making him, and
I can do that shit for myself.
Exactly. I was like, what are we doing?
Private citizen.
What are we doing?
I could be an international LLC.
People may think I'm crazy for just going so young and independent in such a big field, because I am trying to target the biggest of the biggest.
Right.
Is there like who's seeing you as young and too early to do what you're doing? Is that like a thing?
I mean, everybody.
Everybody?
You don't see, the thing is, you have to. If I go and I ask for a $100,000 job, what do I have to justify? Who are you working on? How you can guarantee this $100,000?
So you need names or something like that? Or?
Yeah, you need everything. Every time I go, they ask me,
where's your LeBron?
Who you hire? Who you working for? Who's in your team?
But so they don't just ask like, what have you done? They ask like, who?
100%. That's number one.
They ask for who? See,
first they want to see your portfolio to see your capabilities and what you've done. But it's all about who you've worked for.
Okay.
And who you know, which is in every industry is the same thing.
My bad. It's New York City.
That's New York City for you. Sorry, people.
But I can guarantee you this, man. Whatever I come up with, I'm not looking at nobody else's work. I'm not. It all comes from the heart, and it's all original.
And so after looking at your portfolio, they're also like, who if you asking for this much money?
Exactly. That's usually the same.
What big names are you bringing?
Yes.
Like, where's your LeBron? Where's your Steph Curry?
That's
so I've gotten Steph Curry money.
I've gotten that more than once. Like, once you show the portfolio, so who's in your team? Who you working for? But
so it's not just the work. Like, you could have amazing portfolio, and they'd be like, "Damn, this shit looks good." Yeah, you're hired. They want to know.
If you're gonna give $50,000 for a project, wouldn't you want to know?
I mean,
fuck yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But the work we're putting out, it speaks for itself.
Right.
And I believe that, and I'm trusting the process. And I know that eventually we're just gonna do more until it's like if we don't work with these niggas, we're gonna be behind.
Right.
And I can guarantee you, any work we're putting out, it's original. And it's good. It's good.
Oh, we know.
No, he's saying to the people though, like, and to
yeah.
the naysayers or anybody who's
And
questioning.
it, you know,
Yeah.
and it takes time to do shit right, to build a voice.
Right.
Fucking birthing a baby, like
We are definitely birthday. These are thought
you have to
babies.
figure out what
Thought
what this thing sounds like, looks like, talks like, colors. What is it? And it's you have to figure all that out, but you have to give it a reason why you're doing all these things.
You're
to it.
creating, you're making a creative consciousness.
Yeah, but the thing is that people are gonna interact with this.
Right. Yeah.
So
Right.
it's you literally putting out you creating DNA for someone for a baby, for a product or a company.
Right.
They all have their own DNA, which is the name which comes back to the name Isosceles.
Right.
Because originally, I wanted to focus on the soul of the brand, of the DNA. I kind of wanted a name towards that, so I thought of the name Alma, which means soul in Spanish. But it's pretty common. So then, thanks to Anthony, I realized SOS is save our souls.
Yeah.
So that's the slogan you get here.
Yeah.
It's not a warning sign. It's a savior, like savior.
Oh, that's the SOS.
Oh, this is it's an SOS in Morse code here. The triangle, the Isosceles triangle is saying SOS 3 times, and then I for Isosceles. Isosceles save our souls.
Yes.
Isosceles save our
Oh,
souls.
I thought it was like you, as in I, save souls.
Baby, they both me. So
You don't really need saving. He gonna save you.
yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah. That's
So